Hello and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan.
I'm Ryan.
And on today's episode, we're talking about Uncle Sam from 1996. I know this is after the 4th of July, but I'm still in that American spirit.
You got your American flags, you're waving them right now. I can see them.
Yeah, if only you could see it at home. You can only hear them whistle in the wind flying by, my American flags and fireworks. Yeah, this is a 1996 slasher movie directed by the great William Lustig, director of Maniac Cop trilogy. Have you ever seen the Maniac Cop movies, Ryan?
No, I haven't.
Those would be great for the show. They are wonderful gems of movies. Uncle Sam is very much in the same vein. It is wacky sometimes. So I don't know. I don't know if we can get right into it. I didn't love Uncle Sam.
Before we get into it, I have a confession to make.
What's that?
I watched the wrong movie for 10 minutes.
What'd you watch?
So I was on Tubi and I was on my Apple TV and I was just cycling through it and I saw Uncle Sam and I thought I clicked it and then, you just, once you hit it, you just keep hitting play till the movie starts because I already know I'm going to watch it. And then this other movie started playing that had no lie, probably 8 production logos before the movie started. And then it was this guy writing on a piece of paper. It was called Uncle Frank's Bucket List. And
I think that auto played after Uncle Sam for me.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, I want to say for some reason these two movies are connected on Tubi.
But I thought at first I was just oh, well, maybe they're just doing a movie within a movie or something. Because I didn't realize it was from the 90s. But it was this really crappily made home video shot, and it's this guy getting married, and then he's and it was his guy, Uncle Frank. He was this black guy, but his uncle was a white uncle, and he's hey, you can't marry this girl. Your new fiance is a whore. And he's Grant. He's Uncle Frank, you can't say that.
What is this movie?
Then I was I stopped okay, hold on a second. Because it was 10 minutes. I'm I think I picked the wrong movie. And then sure enough, I did.
Okay, gotcha. Not American enough. You were you were thrown off.
I was where's the patriotic themes?
Yeah, understandable. Maybe is it prime material for another episode of Drive-In Double Feature?
No, because no joke. I was about to text you and say I don't know what it is you picked, but this is unwatchable.
I'll try not to pick unwatchable stuff. So I'm glad that wasn't the choice.
Because it was just so crappy. I'm how am I supposed to talk about this?
God, if you sent a message like that to me after watching this, I'd be oh, okay, all right. I don't know what to pick next time.
You'd have to re-record the line of the recommendation from the week before.
Yeah, right. Or find just some other Uncle Sam movie, a documentary or something about the history of Uncle Sam.
Sorry for going on that little rant, but I thought it was kind of funny. But so you said you did not like this.
So I think overall it's fine. So I like parts of it. Whenever it's really satirical, I think that's when it's good, but it tries too hard to be a drama. And whenever it does that, I just think it just is a little weak. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. Yeah. It's really, really cheesy, in a bad way type of thing. And it's I don't know, it's this, there's this weird message in the beginning where it's this super, propaganda type of movie where it's this little kid really wants to join the military. And it's not this oh, my uncle was a hero, so I want to be one like him. It's he has these very negative outlooks from military.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's the point. It's supposed to be his uncle wasn't a nice guy or whatever, and he really shouldn't have been thinking that way. But still, I was just kind of what?
Yeah, I think that's the thing with this movie. I think it's satirical, but I think it the message is a bit muddy, right? I don't think it No, I think it's just really, it can be anti-military, but sometimes it's not. I don't, it plays like two fields very weirdly, in my opinion.
So like there's like the beginning of the movie, I guess it's like show and tell. He's showing his dead uncles like medals, and then his teacher, who's like a nice guy, he's not even like a bad guy or anything, and he tells his teacher, it's like, oh, you get those for serving in the military, and he asks his teacher like, did you serve in the military? And the teacher goes, no, I didn't. And and he says, my Uncle Sam said that you guys were cowards.
Yeah. Well, the teacher gives a story that I don't think he needs to tell, where he's like, yeah, I was a draft dodger. I moved to a different country during Vietnam. It's like, you don't have to tell these children that, you know? And like, I thought that whole exchange was a little funny because he's just like, oh, I brought my uncle's medals. Can I show them to the class? It's just like, what? I don't know. It's weird.
He's like, no, this is English class. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, but there was that. And then in that same scene, he's talking about like why he wants to be in the military. He's like, I want him to be in the military, and then I'll do whatever the president tells me because he knows better. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not like this kid at all.
No, awful. Yeah, I did not like this kid. Just really annoying, and it just very like, just not, doesn't want to take any perspective, because his mom obviously does not like her brother, who is Uncle Sam in this. And he's just very much like interface. Like, I love the Uncle Sam. He's great. He's wonderful. And his mom is obviously not reciprocating, like, yeah, please don't talk about him.
Well, yeah, like, and Uncle Sam's wife, the little boy's aunt, is also there, and you know, she's not really super mourning the fact that her husband is dead, but and you know, he's just like, why don't you guys, aren't you guys more sad? Like, he was a great guy, and he also said, I love Uncle Sam because he's the only one that ever did anything important.
Yeah. That line made me laugh. And like, from what we learn about Uncle Sam, he was just like, and wanted to like kill people. That's it. That's all. He just went in the military to kill people. And he like, you know, this movie was a lot darker than I think it needed to be, because it has that moment towards the end where they talk about the abuse.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know what tone it's trying to do.
Well, oh yeah, because like they implied that he hit his wife, like abused her, and then he implied that he did things to his younger sister when she was younger. So, you know, they just make him like a complete scumbag, and I'm just like, did we really need to add this story element to it? Just like, I don't know, like I would have thought like maybe, you know, the kid liked him, and then like the guy turned out to be like a zombie killer, and it's like, I don't like you anymore, or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it was just a lot of stuff to me that I didn't really care for.
Yeah, because like it really like combats the tone, because, you know, I think about like Freddy Krueger in the sequels, where like, you know, he's a slasher villain, but you enjoy seeing him on screen. And they try to make Uncle Sam kind of like that, because he has this funny moments. You know, he's killing like people that evade their taxes and stuff because it's un-American. But then like you hear his backstory and you're like, I don't know.
So that's one of the characters I actually did like in this movie was the guy that the boy's mom was dating, because he was just like so like anti-American that it was kind of funny.
I know.
He's like, oh yeah, we just found out a legal way to not pay taxes, and or the other one too, where he dresses up as like Abraham Lincoln, and they were talking about like anthem singing, like the national anthem. And he's like, nobody knows the national anthem lyrics. I'll give you $50 if you know the national anthem lyrics. And then he's like, the national anthem is a terrible song. He's like, Francis Scott Key never wrote another hit after that.
Yeah, he's like, tell me what else Francis Scott Key made. Go ahead, tell me. It's comically funny. The kid tells him to shut up at one point, just goes, hey, why don't you shut up? It's pretty good. There's another side character. So Isaac Hayes is in this, who plays like a war veteran. I mean, I love Isaac Hayes, don't get me wrong. This character had like one funny bit where the kid was like, I want to be in the military. And then he's like, no, don't even put that thought in your mind. Never do that.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh yeah, Isaac Hayes, it's really nice to see him, but he's fine. I mean, he doesn't really, I mean, if the nicest thing I could say is that he's probably the best actor in this whole movie, but...
Yeah. Well, other than Robert Forster, who shows up for like 5 seconds.
I'm about to say he doesn't do anything though.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Robert Forster, but
yeah, 2 Oscar. Isaac Hayes won an Oscar. Robert never did, but 2 Oscar-nominated people in this movie. You know who was originally supposed to play Isaac Hayes, or like originally? Tom Laughlin.
Yeah, I read that.
But it doesn't seem like a movie he'd be in. But yeah, Robert Forster shows up as the mayor, and is
he a mayor? I thought he was like the Senate. He was like a senator.
Is that what it is? Is he the senator? He's some high politician, or he's a senator, and he's just it's almost like a cameo. That's all this is. He's like in scenes without anybody else in them. This is probably filmed before. It was made before Jackie Brown, before he got his career resurgence, and he would probably just take any role he could get. Yeah,
he started he made some choices, I'll say that. But so I mean, the whole movie, I mean, pretty much the first half is just Uncle Sam is dead, and they're dealing with that death. And then the second half is Uncle Sam as a zombie, and then he's just killing random people at this 4th of July, fair or whatever. And there's multiple murders at this thing. And they even like discover a body at one point, but they're like, oh, they don't even like the whole fair keeps going on. They don't decide to cancel anything. It's like, oh, show must go on.
Yeah. I think they're going for a Jaws thing, but like Jaws, like, you know, one person died and they at least like had a little bit of a break before they got back into it. Literally like 4 people die in this fair, and they're like,
right,
keep it going, roll the fireworks.
So there's one other like really weird scene was Isaac Hayes talking to that little boy, and he was talking to him, and he was saying he was asking about Isaac Hayes' wooden leg in the movie, because Isaac Hayes has a wooden leg in this movie from the war. And he says to the little boy, a grown adult, he says, don't worry, all my other parts work. And like, he's like, that's why I have kids. Yeah. And it's like, no, I don't think the kid was thinking that.
No, yeah, because isn't he like, oh, I know what they told you. I know what they told you. I still have it. Okay, buddy, you dumb little kid. It's just like, it was very unneeded. There's also the other kid, the kid in the wheelchair that got hurt in a fireworks accident. Why?
That's what I kept wondering. I'm like, why is this kid here? I like it. Other than like his parents were like super protective of him and keeping him sheltered, but I was like, I didn't understand like what he was adding to the movie.
Yeah, he became a main character at like in the 3rd act.
I got to a point where I was like, wait, did I like skip forward? Like, who is this kid?
Yeah, me too. I was really just confused, and I mean. And then they become friends, the main character and him. And then Uncle Sam has like a connection to him. He's like, I'm doing this for you. And I like, fireworks are un-American. I don't understand, because that's like the whole thing is that fireworks hurt him. But I don't get it why Uncle Sam would be like, you kid, I'm doing it for you.
Yeah, it's not like this kid is ultra patriotic or he knows Uncle Sam. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do, and I'm like, then I thought too, I was like, well, Sam is like a really sadistic guy. Like, why would he care about this like little kid that got bullied or in an accident or whatever?
I don't know. It's like he's a defender, when that's obviously what they're not going for.
He only murders people that do unpatriotic acts. Like he kills the tax evading boyfriend. He kills the draft dodging teacher.
Yep. There's that one funny bit. He kills the kid that goes out to sing the national anthem. He does like metal vocals.
When I watched that scene, I wasn't expecting that. I actually laughed really hard when that
I did
happened.
too, because I just think it's so funny that this dude is like, oh yeah, we got this kid. He really wants to sing, and then doesn't he like fart or something? I completely
moons
forget.
the crowd at
That's
the
right.
end.
He moons the crowd. Yeah, what a legend. And then the dude up front, he's just like, okay, I guess we'll sing it all together as a crowd. We'll do a better job than him.
Yeah. So the other really weird plot point of this movie is that Uncle Sam dies, and usually when somebody dies, they keep a dead body at a morgue. They bring the dead body to their house, and they just leave the dead body at the house.
Yep, just
I'm like,
out.
I'm like, does that a thing? Like,
I don't think so, because it would start to stink, right?
well, that's what I thought. They just imagine like your relative dies, and the people like, here's his dead body, and they just leave the whole coffin like in your living room, and they just leave. Because even like the little kid that's like trying to like pry it open, like, let me see Uncle Sam. They're like, no, don't open the coffin.
Yeah, we don't want to see the dead body. Yeah, I love this kid's also in mourning. He's so sad for his uncle's death. He's quiet.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I like that because his mom's like, because he keeps asking, like, can I be excused? Because he doesn't want to be in the same room as that boyfriend. And she's like, all right, but no TV. And he's like, I don't watch TV. I'm in mourning.
Yeah. And see, like, this whole thing sounds funny and silly when we're talking about it. But the problem is all of these, like, funny, silly parts, for me, felt like it was put up against, like, a TV soap opera. It was, like, just, like, poorly acted drama most of the runtime.
It doesn't seem like it's trying to be played for laughs. Like maybe like when Uncle Sam is doing some of those killings, maybe, but like a lot of those dramatic scenes, it's not played for laughs in my view.
No, it's not. I don't think it's really that funny. I've read that this movie just had a horrible time in the editing room. I think it was taken from William Lustig and messed around with. And I know he doesn't like the movie very much. So it just seems like a poorly like put together product.
That's what it seems like. It just seems like two different movies where they were kind of like wanting like a very serious, scary horror movie, and then somebody else who came in, it's like, no, it needs to be like Freddy Krueger and it has to be funny and it has to have all this like wacky dialogue.
But they didn't film enough, so they just had to put two things together.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was going to say, did you notice at the end it said for Lucio?
Yeah, I did.
So, it was a nod to Lucio Fulci.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, that's as soon as I saw Lucio, I was like, oh, that's got to be Fulci. I don't know many other Lucios.
And did you notice, I was going to ask you at the very beginning of the movie, the little boy drops the picture and he steps on glass. And that was one of your big things that you got grossed out at from New York Ripper.
That's when he right. Oh, my God. You're right. I didn't make that connection. That's crazy.
So did you get grossed out when the little boy stepped on glass?
Funny enough, no, I did not. And I wonder what the difference is there.
You said that little kid deserved it.
Honestly, maybe. Maybe he needs a little reality check. Because also, that was a really stupid scene. Because, like, he knocks over a whole ass picture frame in the middle of his sleep. I don't know.
And then he just steps on it.
Yeah, I wasn't buying it.
And then he goes to his mom and, like, accidentally, like, rubs his bloody foot, like, on her bed.
Yeah. Oh my God. See, stuff like that, I just don't know. Were we supposed to take it seriously or not? And supposedly the end of this movie is a nod to a Lucio Fulci movie. I don't know which one. It's one I haven't seen. The cannonball blowing up a house bit. I do love that the kid is convincing Uncle Sam, like, yeah, we're buddies now. We're going to be partners. We're going to kill people together.
I don't think the killer and Don't Torture a Duckling blew up from a cannon.
I don't think so. That also had like one of the best death endings in a movie we've covered, I think.
Yeah, and then a New York Ripper, the guy's face got blown off by a gun.
Yeah. I could see it. You know what? We'll do more Fulci movies. One day we'll make the connection and we'll be like, oh, Uncle Sam was actually good, right? We'll reassess.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, I mean, I don't have a lot more to say about Uncle Sam. I don't know about you.
No, not really. Personally, do not recommend this one.
No, I don't recommend watching it either. It's just a misput together movie. I'd recommend Maniac Cop, which we'll have to cover at some point if you're going to watch one of his movies. Uncle Sam just...
Yeah, just skip it.
Exactly. Well, I guess that'll move us into Thursday, and I hope you have a winner, a real upgrade for us coming in on Thursday.
Okay, well, Nathan, on Thursday, just so you know, that's going to be episode 69.
Oh, okay.
And so there's only one thing I think about, Nathan, and that's having a good time. And and how I do that is I kick back, relax, and I watch Mac and Me.
Oh, is that your go-to 69 movie?
Absolutely. I don't know what else you would think about with that number, but also it's free on Tubi, so you can just join along with us, have a great time watching this classic movie.
And if you enjoyed this show, be sure to support us over on patreon.com/driveindoublefeaturpodcast. For just $5 a month, you can help out the show, and also you get some exclusive content over there as well. But if you don't support, all the main stuff is here as well. If you want to email us, send us an email, driveindoublefeaturepodcast@gmail.com, and follow us over on Twitter @DIDFpod. And Ryan, until next time.
Until next time.